One thing I think about constantly when I'm writing, like, an action sequence, and you're gonna love this, is "Zombie" by Tool. Uh, it's because of the build up to it, you know, the beginning of that song, the first half or whatever is like it's like this unresolved weird time signature, and then it builds into the bridge, and then it breaks into this straight drive. That's the resolution that, you know? And so when I'm writing, that's just one of the things I'm always thinking about is, like, that feeling you're talking about where you're building up the atmosphere, and then eventually, you resolve it, and you give listeners and yourself something, satisfying. They don't have a lot of music with real instruments anymore. It's dying. There's some sense of, so there's a band called South Arcade. Have you ever heard of South Arcade? South Arcade's this British band. I don't know a ton about them. I don't wanna pretend to know everything there is to know about South Arcade. They're these young, 20-something-year-old kids. They're if you just look at their, vibe, they look like they're out of 2000, like a Jinko Jeans commercial. But they also write music that I love it because they got some really catchy guitar the tone on their guitar and the bass is often really good. They have a song, Supermodels, the bridge of Supermodels. Now it's got electronic, they're using like a keyboard or a synth or something. The bridge of that song Yeah, the bridge of that song is so something we would have written in a song. Moth Kids, actually, there's a song called Moth Kids. Love that song. Uh, yeah, 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 them I've been into them recently, and then I got into a few songs. Do you know who Poppy is? Dude, this is such a thing, like, if people know me a lot of people who know me would never pin me as someone who's, like, into any kind of Poppy songs, but some some of this stuff she has that song Blood Money. And it's about I think it was her previous manager who, like, took advantage of her and all this stuff, and it's so brutal and authentic. I mean, I love it. I love it. It's appealing because it's so authentic, right? It's coming from such a deep place. That's my take on it anyway. What I've seen, it's kinda like South Arcade. I am not a Poppy aficionado, and I know she has a bunch of stuff that probably I wouldn't like, but there's these few songs I've heard from her, specifically Blood Money and what's the other one? The beginning of New Way Out, there's just it's a very simple thing. She just says "Poppy," and then they break down into this intro. I just love it. Like, it just gets me going. That's like my first song I run to in the morning. I don't know how I got onto this. I think it was that there is still live music out there. There's real music.